Many of you fret in your incessant search for unshakable truths, for firm foundations in a world that often seems more like a turbulent sea, constantly shifting its tides and landscapes. Oh, how naive, and at times exhausting, this quest can be. I, Socrates, tell you with the experience of one who has questioned much. True wisdom is not found in accumulating ready-made superficial answers about everything that exists, but in mastering the refined art of asking the right questions, those that strip the soul bare and reveal its essence. Each time you utter an "I know" with false conviction, a new door to learning and humility closes tightly. Each sincere "I don't know" unlocks an entire universe of possibilities and discoveries before your very eyes. Don't cling to the illusion of absolute control, for life, that sagacious and playful old teacher, loves to trick those who presume omniscience, constantly reminding us of our smallness. I clearly remember when the Oracle of Delphi, with its enigmatic voice, proclaimed that I was the wisest of all men. I confess that, at first, this assertion left me genuinely perplexed and somewhat amused. I knew I didn't know much about the workings of the cosmos or the destiny of men. But as I questioned those in Athens who claimed to be wise, poets who crafted beautiful tragedies, politicians who governed the polis, and artisans who mastered their crafts, I discovered that while they knew a great deal in their specific and technical fields, they profoundly ignored their own ignorance regarding life's grand questions. Ah, the crucial difference. They thought they knew what they did not know about virtue and justice, whereas I, with all my simplicity, knew that I did not know. And therein lies the first key to lasting peace: intellectual humility, the ability to acknowledge the limits of one's own knowledge. Think with me, my dear disciples of the uncertain. If you had absolute certainty about everything that happens and everything that is to come, where would be the inherent joy in life? Where would be the vibrant adventure of existence, the thrill of discovery, the childlike wonder at the new and unexpected? Certainty is, in truth, a gilded cage, however well crafted, that prevents the majestic flight of genuine curiosity and the exploring mind. Doubt, on the other hand, is the powerful wing that propels us into the unknown, towards continuous learning and the expansion of being itself. To embrace uncertainty is to open your heart and mind to the infinite and surprising possibilities that existence offers at every single moment, free from the oppressive tyranny of "it has to be this way" or "it must be under my control." The courage not to know is a truly rare and precious virtue in your time, my friends, so caught up in appearances and others' opinions. It demands a deep detachment from others' views, and even more so from personal vanity, that small tyrant residing within each of us. When you admit ignorance with serenity and without shame, you free yourselves from a heavy burden, that of always needing to have a ready answer for everything, of always having to be right and infallible in the eyes of the world. Allow yourselves the lightness of a smile in the face of life's vast and incomprehensible mystery, instead of the tense frown of one who must decipher every enigma to feel secure. Remember that life is not a problem to be solved with cold logic, but a rich and multifaceted experience to be lived in its fullness, with all its inherent uncertainties. To live in peace, paradoxically, doesn't mean having peace about every single thing that happens to you, but rather being at peace with the occasional lack of peace that arises amid challenges and doubts. Natural restlessness, the doubt that assails the mind, the profound questioning about existence are inherent to the human condition. They are part of what makes you alive and conscious. Try to suppress them, my dears, and they will resurface with greater force and virulence, like stubborn weeds that insist on sprouting in the garden of the soul. Accept them as an integral part of your inner landscape, like passing clouds in the sky of your mind. After all, a mind that never questions is a dormant, stagnant mind. And those who sleep too much, my friends, invariably miss the grand and vibrant spectacle of life itself. Remember my famous meutics, the art of midwifery for ideas, of bringing to light the knowledge that already resides latent and forgotten within you. I did not give you ready-made empty answers. Instead, I helped you, with my uncomfortable questions, to give birth to your own truths and understandings. Likewise, true peace is not something found externally, in some outward certainty or material possessions, but something discovered and cultivated within, in the painful, yet liberating process of continuous self-questioning and self-discovery. It is a birth that can be arduous, yes, sometimes with some labor pains, but it always proves to be profoundly liberating and edifying for the soul. The tragedy of many men and women is that they seek certainties and securities in ephemeral and transient things, material possessions that wear out, empty applause that fades, titles and positions that can be taken away at any moment without warning. Indeed, my dears, how can you be certain about something that relentless time and fickle fortune can snatch away in the blink of an eye? True certainty, if it truly exists and can be grasped by mortals, must reside in that which no one can ever take from you, under any circumstances: the unshakable integrity of your character, the intrinsic rectitude of your actions, the unbreakable strength of your reason, and the purity of your intentions. And ethics, my friends, where does it fit into this complex dance of uncertainty that is life? It is our most reliable guide. Even without knowing the outcome of all things, even facing the vast unknown that surrounds us, we can be certain of one fundamental thing. It is always, always better to act with justice than with injustice, with kindness and compassion than with malice and cruelty. Virtue, my friends, is the surest anchor that keeps us firm and resolute in the turbulent sea of uncertainty, preventing us from being tossed back and forth. It is not a detailed map that shows us every turn, but an infallible compass for the soul, always pointing towards the moral north, regardless of any storms. Consider death, that great and inevitable mystery that hangs over each of your existences. Men fear it as the greatest of evils, dedicating their lives to fleeing from it. But no one, absolutely no one, can know for sure if it is indeed the greatest of evils, or, paradoxically, the greatest of goods, a new beginning. I myself faced it with admirable serenity, for I knew that fearing the unknown is the greatest of follies and the deepest waste of vital energy. The humble acceptance of ignorance regarding life's and death's great mysteries frees us from an immense and unnecessary existential burden. Live with virtue and reason, and the rest. Well, the rest, my dears, is not in your mortal hands. Life, in its deepest essence, is a constant and open dialogue, not an arrogant monologue of absolute and unquestionable certainties. Always be open to constructive debate, to criticism, to the genuine possibility of being wrong in your most ingrained convictions. The opinion that today seems unshakable and irrefutable may, tomorrow, with a new perspective, turn out to be a mere error or a limited view. And this is good, my friends. It is a sign of progress. It means you are growing, evolving, detaching yourselves from the oppressive shackles of dogma. Mental flexibility is the constant exercise of the soul, the daily practice that over time leads to true and lasting inner peace. The inherent beauty of doubt, paradoxically, is that it compels us, almost by nature, to investigate more deeply, to constantly question appearances, to never be content with the shallow surface of things. It is the divine spark that ignites the eternal fire of philosophy in your hearts, urging you to go beyond what is obvious. A person who has stopped asking questions is a person who has stopped living in their fullness, or at least has stopped living a truly examined life, a life worthy of being lived and reflected upon in its deepest essence. And what about those who preach absolute certainties, those sham wise men who seem to have all the answers to all the universe's problems? Distrust them deeply, my friends. One who dons the armor of unwavering conviction usually hides an even greater and more dangerous ignorance behind it, for it is an ignorance that does not recognize itself. The arrogance of certainty is the most subtle enemy of genuine wisdom and, consequently, of true peace. The true philosopher is an eternal student, always with more stimulating questions than definitive statements, always seeking more knowledge. Peace is not, as many mistakenly think, merely the absence of problems or challenges in your lives, but rather the innate ability to deal with them without losing your inner serenity, without allowing yourselves to be shaken by external turbulences. And how does one deal with problems without being certain of the solution or the final outcome? With well-used reason, with unshakable virtue, and with the humble acceptance of the limits of our knowledge and control. Do your best, with the information and resources you possess at the moment, and accept the outcome, knowing that some things, by their very nature, are beyond your control. Allow yourselves the liberating lightness of not knowing everything, of not having to have all the answers. The constant tension of needing a solution for every enigma exhausts the soul and steals the joy of living. Relax, my dear. Life is a large and complex puzzle without all its pieces, and its inexpressible beauty lies precisely in trying to assemble it with what you have in hand, appreciating the mystery and potentiality of the empty spaces, the gaps that have not yet been filled. The fear of the unknown is, without a doubt, what most robs you of peace and causes you anguish. But what is the unknown if not the future, that vast and impenetrable veil stretching before us? And who among mortals can be certain of the future in all its details and nuances? No one. So, why afflict yourselves and waste away worrying about something that is intrinsically beyond your apprehension and control? Focus your energy and attention on what is exclusively within your domain, the present, your choices, and your attitude towards everything that happens to you. True freedom lies in not being enslaved by your own convictions, no matter how old or deeply rooted they may be. Let your ideas and beliefs be like passing clouds in the sky, drifting and transforming with the wind of knowledge, and not like immutable rocks that imprison your mind and prevent it from evolving. A mind that is open to uncertainty is a truly free mind, without dogmatic shackles, and freedom, that indeed is an inexhaustible and perennial source of genuine peace and joy. My young and not-so-young friends, the greatest treasure you can carry and cultivate throughout your lives is an inquisitive and curious mind, always thirsty for knowledge, and a heart that has reconciled itself with the vast and complex tapestry of human ignorance, accepting it as an inherent part of our condition. This is the true imperishable wealth, my friends, which neither cunning thieves nor the rust of time, nor the volatility of fortune can ever destroy or diminish. And so, my dears, this is how one lives in peace, certain of nothing. It is not a passive peace, that kind of conformism that leads to inaction, but an active peace, forged and nurtured in deep reflection, in the constant practice of virtue, and in the incessant pursuit of self-knowledge. Follow this path I present to you, and serenity will be your eternal and most faithful companion, regardless of external circumstances. Now go forth and question everything, even what I have just told you, for true wisdom is an endless journey, not a static destination.